welcome back to CREATE-O-HOLICS. And today, I got some big plans. We got some machines to build that are going to be kind of interesting because they're going to be a little bit different than every other machine that we've made thus far. Because these machines are going to be portable. That's right, we're going to be moving them around so that we can basically create infinite sources of fluids anywhere we want. And in the last episode, what I was essentially trying to do was max out these fluid tanks so that we'd have enough biofuel to make an infinite source of biofuel. But apparently, there's actually an easier way to do that. You see, I thought that I would actually need a full 10,000 blocks of fluids in order to make this work. But apparently, all you really need is enough to cover the surface. I don't know, like 100 or so blocks. And the way that I'm going to start this is by building our first machine, which is going to be a hole digging machine. We're going to need to figure that out. First things first, I know we're going to need a lot of drills. Why would I want a bronze drill or a radiant drill or a shadow drill? Okay, the bronze drill apparently is a faster drill. Now, do we want to make faster drills? First, I have to do some math. So we go 20 by 20 and then we go 25 down, and that should give us our infinite fuel source that we need to get this show on the road. Do I make bronze drills? Do I make bronze drills to be super fancy and cool? Like, do I do that? Copper, tin, zinc in a superheated blaze burner. So we're gonna need 400 of these drills. So I think we're gonna go with the normal ones because that's a lot of drills. I ain't about to go and try to make that many bronze drills. It's too many bronze drills, okay? All right, we're gonna make the regular drills. We're gonna grab some iron. At some point here, this machine, it's gonna get reworked. It's going to get completely reworked. I'm going to be basically removing these things, and I'm going to be replacing it with a better... You know what, actually? You know what, actually? I might move this thing entirely. I might move this whole thing completely. But that's a project for another day. Today, we are focused on... Well, we need drills first, okay? That's the first thing we need. We are seriously running low on wood. Like, seriously running low on wood. Now, I know that we have our wood sources over here that we could use. Oh gosh. Okay, well, we have some wood. We're gonna need to get ourselves an andesite machine at some point. There we go. 400 mechanical drills. We're gonna need a place to build this thing. Nice flat chunk of land. We just don't have a lot of space here. So we're gonna essentially start with a big 20 by 20 square. And you know what, actually? I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually turn this local meadow into a frame, because I want this to be an aesthetic experience as well. You know, we're providing a service to people. There we go. Okay, so that's the frame to our big old machine here. Now we want to actually add the top section of this. I think it's going to be made out of wood. There we go. Now we have to add the drills underneath. Rightio, looking good. Now we're gonna have to build the actual controls of this contraption. Okay, so here's the thing, right? We actually want it to only go down like a little bit first and then come back up. And then after that, we want it to come down all the way and then go all the way back up. And for that, we're essentially gonna set up a second rope pull. Okay, so far that's looking good. This is where our power is going to go. We're going to need a control panel, and for that I think I want to use yellow concrete because that'll just look cool. So essentially we press this button and we get our first action, and we press this button, we get our second action. Our first action is just going to be to cut a hole in the ground that's just like a 1 by 1, like a nice large opening. Our other action is going to be to actually like drill the whole thing right to the bottom. Now, I think that this machine is essentially done. I need to glue it together, but that's basically it. The next machine we're going to need, some sort of like fluid container thing that's then going to be what actually fills up this unit, right? So we're going to get out some fluid tanks and we're going to build that unit here right now. I'd like to be able to do lava or biofuel. All right, so here we go. This is my filling system. So we've got a hose pulley over here that will be able to be moved via these chain drives. This over here is what's going to power that. We've got these two valves over here so that I don't have to walk around on this side, because here's the thing, right? We're going to cut a big hole, and when I place this down, it's going to be right next to the hole. So we don't want to have to come around on this side to have to deal with anything. We want to be able to deal with everything over here. So that's that machine, which is pretty straightforward. This over here is actually a little bit more complicated than I realized. I don't know how I'm going to pick this up, because we need to glue this together. Like, here, hang on. In order for these rope pulleys to work, we need to glue all this together. My issue though here is that, like, how do I now pick up the entire machine as one machine? Technically, like, this section, like the exterior section and this part here are not actually glued together. I guess we shall find out. So what did that pick up? The whole thing. Beautiful. Okay. Now we need to glue this unit together. Another thing we're going to have to do with this is we're going to have to build a filling unit. What we can do is we can place this down in a particular spot in our base somewhere, and it'll just automatically fill up for us. Cartel assembler, minecart, torch. Pick it up, and perfect. So what are we going to call this? What are we going to call this machine? We'll call it the source miner. We got this unit right here, our source filler. And now we're going to need portable power. There are sort of two ways of going about this. So I'm going to fill it with biofuel, and I'm going to be using water for the steam, of course. And what I'm curious about is how long the system will run just on like a full tank of water. We might have to add an extra tank that keeps the water flowing. Okay, so we're going to start with the actual steam engine itself. Blaze burners on top. Doesn't have to be all that big. And honestly, I'd prefer it if it wasn't much taller than our source filler. So let's take a look at our source filler here real quick. We can move one more block higher. Okay, so I've built this like kind of cool looking and relatively compact steam engine here. So we've got this 3x3 here. This is our main steam engine. We've got this 2x2. This is where our extra water will be stored. And then we got this tank is going to be where our fuel source is stored, which will be our biomass or our biofuel. The biofuel gives us a lot of time. It's 20 minutes per bucket, I believe. So I don't think that we're going to need a lot of it, which is why I went with this 1x1. We should be able to. I want to try to pick this up. I want to see if this works. I have no idea if this is even going to work or not yet. If I turn this crank, this should fill up with some water. All right, so I think I got this thing figured out here. So we've got the water coming in through here, which fills up this fluid container right here. This fluid container then moves water into our actual steam engine, which is right here. The steam engine gets powered by this right here. And this is how we turn the whole thing on. We just kind of turn this crank and it should, in theory, just work. There we go. We've picked it up. Now we can name it our portable steam engine. There we go. Okay, so I don't think in hindsight that this is actually the best design, but it does work. The only real major issue with it is that it can't really generate all that much water very fast, which is not the best. I've built this little unit here at the back of my my grain elevator here for refueling. Yeah, so the water can't quite keep up. It's enough that the system will run for long enough to do what we need it to do, I think. Yeah, I might decide to rethink this thing at some point in the future, but for now it'll work. So, all right, so we've got our portable steam engine, our source miner, and our source filler. In theory, we should be able to make an infinite source of biofuel basically anywhere. So let's try it, I guess. If we're going to test this out, we may as well do it somewhere where the infinite source will be useful. But before we actually put down an infinite source, we also have to fill up the portable source filler. All right, the source filler is officially filled with biofuel, so now we can take it with us. and actually go make ourselves an infinite biofuel source. And we're going to put it in a spot that should be pretty useful, which is down in our little workshop. At least I hope so, because we might be short on space. I don't know. We'll see. Not exactly sure where I'm going to put it just yet, but we'll figure that out when we get down there. I was kind of hoping that it would go over here, but I know we have this machine here as well, so this might not be the best spot. Maybe over here some. Our next best position would be probably somewhere over here. Eventually, we're going to be using this infinite fuel source for our power system right here. Right? You see how all these have like limited heat? Once we have biofuel, we will no longer need this lava. I think that just right over here is probably the best spot for me to go. We're just going to have to go low. We are currently below a river, so I'm kind of hoping we don't run into too much water. And there's the water, of course, of course, of course, of course. And unfortunately, I don't have access to any sponges yet. You know, this might not be quite as easy as I had expected, but I think that'll be just fine. We're going to get out our source miner and place it down right, let's say here. And it's going to clip through the walls a little bit, but I'm hoping that that's okay. We're going to find out, actually. I think one thing that I'm going to have to do later is I'm going to have to build a miner that provides me the adequate space to do this kind of job underground. Hopefully, we'll be more so doing this above ground, but you know, I want to provide a quality product to my clients. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to fill the portable steam engine. I need to power the portable steam engine. Portable steam engine needs fluid in order to operate properly. All right, we got that filled up. Gosh, I hope this works, because if it doesn't, it's gonna be kind of annoying. So, got a portable steam engine, place that down right there. All right, so the only thing we need to do to turn this thing on is to run this crank, and it should just power on by itself. Yeah, there we go. So now we have power, and our power output is actually coming from right here, this gearbox. So all we should need to do now is connect this up to this. And there we go, now that's powered. Now that we have that powered, the next thing we need to do is we need to press this button. And in theory... Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, well, it looks as though we're gonna have to change up our situation here a little bit. Now the machine is working, right? So we got this switch, goes down, we got this switch, goes up. Unfortunately, there isn't like a specific stop for when it hits 25 blocks down, because the sequence gear shift just didn't really want to work the way that I wanted it to. But regardless of that, we have this unit set up now. Now that we have like a little bit of a drop down, we actually want less of a drop down than this, because we don't have enough fluids to fill this whole space. Just like that, and then we're gonna fill this entire area with our fluid. Okay, now I believe if we hook this up to power, nothing should happen. But if I flick this, it'll drop that down to a certain level, and we turn it off. We want to come around here and turn this on, and in theory, it should fill this area with source blocks of our bioethanol, our fluid, biofuel. It will take a little bit of time, apparently. I thought it would be a slight bit faster than this, but apparently not. Well, once that fills up, we can basically just pick this back up, put it back in our pocket, and continue our mining, our descent into the mines. All right, there you go. Now this layer is filled with our biofuel, and we should be able to unhook this from power and just pick it up and be done with that section of things. Next, we have to basically dig out the big hole. So I think I'm going to go down. We want to go down lower than, 30 blocks, but because if we do encounter some water, that could become problematic. So let's just hit that button, and now we can watch it go down. That's more than far enough. Let's retract our unit here. Unit retraction. Hello? Okay, why? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Why? Why is this a thing? All of a sudden, I can't get it to return to the Oh, I see. I see what happened. All right. Well, that's a problem. Look, if we end up hitting lava, it'll turn into obsidian and it'll actually cause a failure in the machine where it won't retract. There we go. Okay, solved. And there's a creeper. Get away. Well, we made a really deep hole by mistake, but that's all right. This is why we need to test these things before we put them on the market. Okay, we should be able to pick this up and then realize that we didn't glue a couple things in place and then put it back down. Everything turns into water down here at the bottom, which is kind of problematic. But hopefully we got down deep enough that that's not an issue. Now we need to find out. Yes. It is. See how it says 113.86 terabuckets? I do believe that that means that this is an infinite pool of biofuel, which means that we did it. We have an infinite pool of biofuel. Now, if you actually look at it, it's really, really messy. It's really messy, and it didn't need to go that deep. But you know, I was kind of messing up with my machine a little bit, and it wasn't super easy, but we did actually use like 3 pre-built machines in order to make an infinite source of biofuel, which is pretty awesome. And I think, you know what, actually the first place I want it to go is right here. You see this line right here? This is our lava that is currently powering these steam engines right here. All these steam engines are being powered by this lava, but wouldn't it be nice if instead of being powered by lava, they were all powered by biofuel and they were maxed out steam engines? We would have way more power over here, which would be kind of awesome. No, I just screwed up big time. I just screwed up a big time. Stop spewing that. Yeah, no, okay, great. Yeah, oh my gosh, my water. Gosh dang it, dude. Of course. Ugh. Okay, now I do believe that we have this set up correctly. Boom. Now these should have water again. They will take a while to swap over because they need to actually... Oh gosh. No. It's not an infinite source? Now it says bottomless supply. Okay. So if I turn this, it shouldn't start pulling from over here anymore. It does. Why is it doing that? But it says bottomless supply. This is confusing. I'm very confused. So it's literally taking fluid from the top of this right now, but it says right on the kinetic, right on the hose pulley, bottomless supply. So how is it bottomless exactly if it's pulling from the system? What? Why? You know what? All I can really do here is take the word of this hose pulley as the truth and just not worry about the fact that it's actively emptying out as we speak. I gotta essentially just wait for all of these blaze burners to slowly transform into the biofuel. Okay. All right. So I did a couple things. I decided to extend this a little bit. I haven't planted the plants or set up the actual like cutting system just yet, but we do have many more layers here, so we should be able to make a lot more diamonds, like pretty easily. Over here, we have maxed out boilers. All of these are absolutely maxed out, which is insane. For whatever reason, this thing decided to crap out on me, and I don't know why. It still says that it's a bottomless supply, but it's not. It's not. I don't get it. I don't get why this has messed up like this, but yeah, it's messed up. It's messed up. So what's going to end up happening is that we're going to end up losing power here, and I'm going to have to hook back up to the lava again, which is annoying, but you know what, it is what it is, and it's not going to be hard or anything. It's just kind of disappointing. it means that we really are, unless I screwed this up somehow, it seems like we really are going to need to just make 10,000 blocks of biofuel. And we're not too far off, but we're far enough off that we still can't make our infinite source just yet. Honestly, I can't believe it. I really can't. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how much of this fuel we need. All right, that's it. That's the end of the video. Oh, and I got some big plans. I got some big plans for some big projects. Not necessarily related to CREATE-O-HOLICS, but related to other videos. So it's going to be things are going to get really exciting. Hopefully really, really soon. So,